Um, we are live. Welcome to the Hockey Buzzcast. Oh, I forgot to move this. My child's up. Here we go. All right, there we go. Welcome to the Hockey Buzzcast. We are joined by Tom Laylaw. Hello, Tom.
Guys, how are you doing?
Good.
Very good.
Leave that toy there. Leave the toy there.
This guy. Here we go.
It's good.
All right. I'll trust you because you're famous.
Yeah, Hollywood.
You're famous.
Yeah.
We're all famous, Come on.
No. Tom is really particularly famous.
I know.
So Tom Laidlaw is not going to talk about it all because we're not getting him in trouble. But he is going to be on the upcoming season of Survivor, which premieres this month. When?
September 25th, Wednesday night, 8:00 at CBS.
That's just gonna be weird. I'm sure for you to watch it after being there, huh?
It will be weird, yeah. I mean, it's something that you can't talk to anybody about what the experience is like. So go there and do it. You just have to wait. It was fun.
I can't wait till it's done, and then we will talk about it.
Yeah.
But Mike, you're way too loud. You gotta
Okay, I'll mute myself.
Every slight movement you make, cool. There you go. But like I said, my family suddenly become a reality show, the bad reality shows like Bachelor in Paradise reality show family. That's what we become.
Yeah.
I mean, we've watched.
That's perverse.
Yeah, and then my wife slipped because we were so sick. Everybody's been in bed, and everybody's in here. We get so sick. Reality shows are a great thing to get you through a day of like being sick, just like blowing through a whole bunch of them. And they switched to this thing called Love Island.
Love Island. Oh, wow.
You know that one?
No, I'm not going on that one either.
It is the lowest of the lowest. It is. Yeah. It makes Bachelor in Paradise or Bachelorette or whatever look like the most highbrow class thing in the world. So anyway, they're obsessed with it. And if it's on here and we only have one TV and we're all sick as dogs, I've ended up watching a whole lot of this stuff over the last like 4 or 5 days.
You look a little different after like being Love Island. Like Love Island's kind of got to you. Like you look.
Oh, it has. It's for one. It comes from England, so everyone's English. So no one likes anyone. Everyone fancies everyone.
There you go. Why don't you talk like that today? Why don't you talk like you were just on Love Island?
Yes, we really should.
No, we shouldn't.
No, we shouldn't. Please, no.
Hello.
I don't want to.
Hello, Hockey World. Let's just get into the show. What's the date, Mike? What the heck's the date? I can't think of it.
Today is the 12th of September, Thursday.
I should know that. Hello, Hockey World. It's Thursday, September 12th, 2015.
No, 2015.
Wow, rolling it back.
Wow.
He's rattled after talking about.
Hi, I'm Orville Wright. No, sorry.
I'm Russ Cohen. I'm fresh back from the time machine. 2015 was great. At least the Jets were competitive then.
Oh
hey,
my God.
2015, Mitch Marner would be in training camp.
I'm going to do a different kind of intro because of this.
Just keep going.
It's 2019.
Just keep rolling.
Just keep going.
Most people would be on the hospital, Leck.
That's true. It means a lot coming from Survivor. Okay, here we go. So today we're going to do something a little special, a little different, because tomorrow, September 13th, 2019, is the release date of NHL20 on Electronic Arts, and I am a big EA NHL fan from going way back.
No, can I just say, don't you think that they should have figured out to release it not on Friday the 13th?
Yeah, I don't think they care. I mean, it's
bad luck.
But hockey, no one used to wear it. When I was a kid, I don't remember there being any 13s in the NHL, and now there's 13s everywhere, right? So it's like, what does it matter, right?
Yeah. So, it only matters in hotels. You will never see a 13th floor, ever.
That's true. But we're going to get into so we're going to spend a lot of time on just some fun things, because I got to run what they call a review copy, and I'm actually allowed to stream some things that many of you might not have seen yet because it doesn't come out till tomorrow. And I found an alumni section of this game that I wanted to get into with Tom, because they actually have created some of these players' similarities and likenesses, and he played with these guys. I want to see what he thinks of the way these guys look. And but before we do that, we're going to go. We have a couple signings to talk about, and what looks like an absolute signing, which is it appears as if Provorov, is going to be signed as by the Philadelphia Flyers at some point today. No one is sure yet. The Flyers camp starts tomorrow. No one's sure whether or not this is a 3-year deal or a 6-year deal. More people are telling me it's closer to a 3-year deal, kind of very similar to Werenski's, where the last year is higher, which kind of makes it a 4-year deal. Because they have to
qualify him in
the third year. Yeah, so but they must have done something, Russ, because Provorov this was going horribly wrong, and suddenly if you would ask me who was going to be more likely to start camp, Provorov or Konechny, I would have definitely thought Konechny.
I would have too. I mean, they showed Provorov and his agent at the rookie game yesterday, so that was a good sign. And I saw Provorov took a picture with a fan, so they clearly were working the PR angle of it. But we hadn't seen Provorov at all. Here's the interesting thing, though. If it's for 3 years and let's say over $7 million a year, I think the Flyers are crazy for doing it. I do.
Right.
I would only have given him that kind of money if it's a 6-year deal. I would never, ever, ever do it for a 3-year deal because you're just asking for trouble. Because with the way the cap might be and the way the market is going, in 4 years, that might be his last year as a Flyer because you may not be able to afford him beyond that.
Yeah, it seems that everybody is now, because we've seen reports about progress with Provorov. We've seen reports about progress with McAvoy coming out of Boston, that they're all using the Werenski contract as an example, as a comparable.
Right.
And if that's the case, and they do go 3 years, Russ is exactly correct. If it's for the key about the Werenski deal that was really good, he got that third year at $7 million, but the AAV was $5 million. It was below Seth Jones's $5.4 million. So that was the reason why it was beneficial to Columbus, and it was beneficial to Werenski. If the Flyers pay him $7 million on a 3-year deal, that's as stupid as the Leafs signing Mitch Marner to a 3-year deal at 9.5. It makes no sense. They're not getting anything for giving him a 3-year bridge.
Well, let's go to former player agent.
I don't disagree with you guys at all saying it would be a stupid contract, but we're getting to the point now with these young players that they all of a sudden they seem to have all this leverage that teams are saying we need to have these kids in here playing because they are our future. And so I agree with you guys totally. It's just now as the kid saying to him and his agent, I'm just not showing up if I don't get this. This is the money I want. And these kids are getting it now. So that's the hard part.
That's the thing. And I agree. And I don't think that this is obviously not where these teams wanted to be. And it's not where they wanted to, if this is where they wanted to be, this would have been signed in the middle of the summer. It's
not their choice. I think what the issue that I have most is since, I follow a lot of prospects and watch their development, there's going to be a cap to what Ivan Provorov can do in this league. And so he's a number one, but he is a, let's say, 60-point guy at best. And let's say they go 6.68 on his deal, something like that, 6.6, 8.5, whatever the math is. I didn't figure out the math. And then the qualifying offer has to be higher than that. Well, that fourth year, you will be capping out the most you could ever get out of this player, and you'll never be able to get any more value out of him. And that's not what these contracts are supposed to be about.
Right.
And I feel like that's where we're headed with some of this young talent.
And we'll talk about this contract.
That already happened. I mean, whether or not, we want to be there or not. I mean, Werenski got that, so that's where we are.
Right. Well, and we'll talk more about this contract next time we have Peter on the show. But the two contracts that were signed, one yesterday with Kevin Fiala signing a 2-year bridge with Minnesota, it was very reasonable at $3 million a year because he still has something to prove. Josh Morrissey signs an 8-year deal for $50 million, so that's 6.25 per. Now, he's never going to be a 50-point defenseman. I don't think he's that offensively gifted, but he's a very good top pairing or top 4 defenseman. And they got him locked up for 8 years at if you look at other defensemen, is a very reasonable cap hit. He wanted to stay in Winnipeg. They got a good deal. They got term. There's a good compromise all the way around. And Winnipeg needed that. With all the problems that they have in terms of Laine and Connor, getting him locked up, and he's got another year left on his bridge deal, getting him locked up for 8 more years gives them cost certainty and stability.
Very true.
My question is, though, why did Morrissey want to do that contract? Why do you want to do 8 years?
Yeah.
You know, the cap's going to continue to go up. I should say, I don't know why he got it, the security. I guess that's the reason he wants to do it.
Security, yeah. I mean, I think what Mike said has some merit. I mean, Morrissey is a really good offensive player, and he probably figures, yeah, in like 3 years, I'll probably be giving him the best I can give. And, you know, yeah, I think Morrissey could get to the 50-point mark. I do. And so, yeah, you look at a guy like that and you say, you know what? That's a good contract because at least he has his money now. The team's happy because they're able to juggle everything the right way because, look, they're still trying to sign Line A, and I'm surprised they were able to sign somebody else while that was happening. So, you know, I got to give Chevy some points there. I do.
Well, the only reason, Russ, is because he still got that year for this year on his current deal, so it doesn't affect the cap for next year. And I believe he's from Alberta. I think he's from Calgary, so he wants to stay in Western Canada. He likes it in Winnipeg. That it makes a lot of sense. But there's sort of a give and take there. They gave him term. He gave them a favorable AAV. He gets paid up front. There was a compromise there. You don't see that compromise there with a number of these other players. And what we need right now is one of these RFA forwards to sign a contract, because we saw once the logjam was broken with Werenski, there's all this progress being made with some of the other defensive free agents.
Well, this question came from the chat room, and this is what I want to show here. That Dean on the chat room said that Tom would never turn down 7 years and $11 million. Personally, Tom, as a defenseman, you know,
as a defenseman, turn that down.
Yeah,
absolutely. I would definitely take that. I'd sign that in a heartbeat.
You never had that offer to you in your time?
No, it wasn't quite 11 million. Not that many zeros.
There you go.
But you know, I go back to I do understand why guys would want to sign a longer term deal, but like these top guys, like you know, Connor McDavid, is he going to be, you know, in 4 or 5 years, is he going to be saying, why did I sign that contract? I should be getting more now. He probably is. Right?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, though, you know, it's funny about that quote from the chat room. If we were to roll it back, Tom, only a guy like Barry Beck was getting that kind of money in that era as a defenseman. Very few defensemen got that kind of money, you know, got big money.
Well, you know, if you go way back to my career, here's the funny thing about it, and this is going to sound really kind of archaic. We didn't know what each other were making. This is long before salary disclosure.
Wow.
So my whole career, I never knew what my teammates were making. We had a discussion about it in probably 1987, I think, when Alan Eagleson was still running the show.
Wow.
It was funny now thinking about it because it was a huge debate. Should we allow ourselves to know what each other making? Now you look back on it, it was like, of course you should. But that was a big thing. And I believe that's one of the biggest things, the biggest reasons the salaries have gone up, obviously, is that now, you know, Wayne Gretzky, I think, found out that Dave Taylor was making $1 million in Los Angeles, and Wayne was making $700,000. All of a sudden, Wayne's contract went up, and it just went on from there. So it's amazing to think that we did not know what each other was making.
Well, what I don't understand, Tom, is why the NHLPA. You know, we've had cap friendly. We've had I can't remember what was the general manager. We've had these different websites that have calculated and have, you know, collated salaries and salary caps, but we've never had the PA doing it. You would think that there would be something beneficial for them to reveal or to be the conduit for that kind of information for other players.
That's a good point. Maybe it's because the sites are already out there that they just don't think they need to do it. But it's an excellent point. I mean, they've got all the other numbers. They really advanced from the time I started being an agent until I was done. The technology and the databases and everything that they had even then was a huge difference for us. So, but it's a good point. You know, why not?
It's always been interesting. I've always wondered that too. Although I know that these sites that exist because somebody at the PA is feeding them everything. I mean, that's what's happening. That's
Here's salaries, Zach. This is so you have a good idea. Like I was talking about so like Dennis Potvin was getting $425,000 in '85, and there was nobody better really than Dennis Potvin. Barry Beck was getting $385. Brad Park, $380. So yeah, Tom would have jumped at that deal.
Yeah, my first salary in the National Hockey was $60,000. I had a $25,000 signing bonus. That's 1980. I got that, and I thought I was the king of the hill at that point. The most I ever made was out in Los Angeles. Was I think $310,000 out there. So it's certainly come a long way.
Yeah, no, that you know, the players' union has gotten pretty well along as far as things go. That's incredible. So Tom, talk a little bit closer to your computer. Maybe some people are saying you're a little bit quiet.
Yep.
I don't know if that's supposed. So let's get into this game here because I want to do some of this stuff. I'm gonna bring this up here. This is how we can do this. This is we haven't done this before, so hopefully it works pretty well. This is NHL20, and there's a lot of different modes in this, obviously, and I'll show you one of the fun ones that I just kind of was playing around with, and then I want to get it right into the other thing because I'm not gonna do too much of this game playing type stuff. This is really more about player stuff today. But is this thing called the ones that they added to it? And where this is the idea of this, which is pretty funny, is you've got players. I can randomize this, right? So basically just players playing against each other in what essentially is like a game of
The pond hockey.
Pond hockey.
pond hockey, but not just pond hockey, but also like they call it World Cup in soccer, where everyone's trying to score. It's one. Have you ever? What did you play in hockey ever? Where you have like 10 guys on the ice and everybody's just trying to score. That's what
it's like when I play with Gretzky.
There's our quote for the year. I like that one. Yeah, this is a one-on-one, like so funny. So it's like it's a one-on-one type thing, and it's everybody is trying. The idea of it is everybody gets the puck, and so it becomes like a one-on however many defenders you have. And kids do this in soccer all the time and call it World Cup.
Clearly, nobody's wearing a Reebok anything. Everybody's wearing Adidas.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on, right? So there's a whole lot of this, and it's just very funny because you have a ton of. So this is kind of what it looks like, right? Where you just like basically you're playing against each other in these guys sweatpants. So this is like the concept of like 1-on-3 on 1, and it's kind of cool. They have these outfits, and there's the big thing that kids these days like to personalize. You can get different kinds of hoodies, different kinds of players.
Actually, so this is what the Flyers do now in development camp. They have a little tournament like this, but it's indoors. But they do the same thing where they split up the rink and there's 2 games going on simultaneously. This is what teams do now in their development camp. So that's where they got this from.
Okay, there you have it. So that's the concept of it. Pretty simple stuff, but that's not what we're going to show you today. You can see that anywhere. What you
They
can
usually have more players on the ice. They usually have 3-on-3.
Yeah, but it's like so that's more 3-on-3. This is like completely.
It's not 3-on-3. So that's the difference. Yeah,
this is every man for himself. So what I want to do today, though, is get into the alumni stuff, which I love, and I love seeing the old players play versus the new players and stuff like that. I'm quitting out of this thing right now.
I was gonna say Brent Burns isn't that old, Jeff.
So good at this, as you can tell. But here we go. Here you go into the alumni stuff, and it's fun because, there's the players that they chose for these alumni we're very curious. And I was talking to Tom earlier about this. I'm trying to figure out why some players were skipped and some players weren't. And you'll see.
I do know the answer.
You do know the answer. All right, tell us the answer.
Because they negotiate with everybody singularly. So they have to sign everybody to a singular contract. I don't think everybody is in the Players Association alumni. So if there's an umbrella of players, you can get a certain amount of those, but then there's always players that opt out, like Michael Jordan was never in it. So you always had to negotiate with him on the side. And so there's probably quite a few players like that.
Yeah, because our alumni did reach out to us probably about a year ago and ask us, I can't remember how it worked. I think it's to sign away our rights or something for certain things.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys aren't too happy with our alumni because it's really just turned into another Toronto alumni, frankly. But so a lot of guys just didn't participate. So that may be
a good reason. Yep. That makes sense, Tom.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm going to go to the alumni team for the New York Rangers, which is where Tom, should be prominent. Captain, right? You should be a captain of this team for sure. Starting, donning the number, that you were.
I'm on the roster, correct. Let's be fair here.
So when you go on this, first of all, they have Gretzky on this team, which is fine. Gretzky was obviously a Ranger.
Yeah.
But if I'm what I like to do is put together all-time teams. These guys were all definitely alumni of this team, right. But and you can play around with them. So so here's Rod Gilbert, for example.
Yep.
So if I click on this, I can change Rod Gilbert's attributes, which is kind of fun. All right, but let's first go to his appearance. Okay, so this is what they see as Rod Gilbert.
Looks more like Chris Kreider, doesn't it?
Chris Kreider.
This Rod Gilbert.
For one thing, you need to give him longer hair. That's
he would have longer hair.
And a little bit like he needs more product in the hair.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, but then I mean, there's other guys, okay, that have to be on here. I'm sure that are more going to be
I'm
more.
happy to see Harry Howell though. That's nice that they have guys like Howell and
These
back.
are really old guys on here, you know, or guys obviously that don't exist anymore. I guess.
Well,
This
yeah,
No,
Harry passed away, so yeah.
kind
It's
of
like
similar.
Roger Bear's brother.
they definitely worked harder on some of these than others. But you know, the funny thing is,
Yeah, that looks nothing like Harry, just for the record.
that was nothing like Harry. Okay, see, so what we could actually do is go in and change that, which would be kind of cool. I want to find a guy that they must have picked. Like, all right, Kevin Lowe's
Like
pretty.
getting Olczyk, I mean, let's be real. I mean,
Gotta be distinctive. They've got to do something for him that's different, right?
I'm not sure he should be on that alumni team, but whatever.
Right. Yeah.
They're all triplets.
All right, hold on. This is totally whacked because you'll see that players look different. Hold on.
I think it's whatever mode you're in.
No, you know what it is? It might be the fact that I am these are guys who wear helmets. I don't know if that's
No. I think here's what I think happens. I think they give you the basic guy to change the attributes on, and then those attributes get put on the correct face. Like,
oh, okay. Look, here's Steve
Well,
Vickers.
Steve Vickers got the mustache going.
yeah,
See that?
but you know what I mean? I think if you change him in there, this is just like the model, right? The default guy.
No, this is not a default guy because they put work into that. Vickers is different. That looks a little bit like it. Like you'll see when they're playing.
Something. I mean, he was heavier, but okay.
That was who's the guy from Princeton that works for the NHL now? That was
George Parra.
Yeah, that was George Parros right there.
That was George Paris. There we go. I mean, Ron Duguay. This is okay. This has got to be obviously okay. So,
I mean, they tried on the hair at least. That's good.
They put a wig on him.
They put a wig on him.
Isn't Dugay's hair lighter than that?
Yeah, a little bit, but you know what? Dugay's hair is better now than that.
Oh yeah.
His hair is better now.
When I first started on the Rangers, we were sitting on the bench in Madison Square Garden one night, and all I could smell was coconuts, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. It was Dugay. He put all this stuff in his hair. That was at the
That's
he was swimming.
Oh my gosh!
Like, Mark, wait. See, this is the funny thing. This is how you know it's a group alumni deal, and then they sign some other guys because, like Mark Osborne, like that's funny.
What about like all right?
Hey, Stemmer's in there. That's good.
All right, Kowski. Let's see what he looks like. You know, and then you can get in and actually. Well, he looks pretty much like your standard.
Hey, that guy's in way better shape than Pete Stemkowski, I have to say.
All right.
This thing was a little bit different back then.
It was.
Right, of course. Let's see that. So what they have like I'm guessing they spend more time on the stars. So let's go like to a star player. I mean, obviously, let's do Messier. I mean, Messier. This is a guy that they definitely have spent time on, right?
Yeah, that's him with hair. No, actually, when he had hair, it was receding like that.
I mean, there is something to that.
So the face is good on that. They got that right.
Like you would think for him. I mean, I know there are like you'll see is in a second that there's all
Leach, they did Leach, I'm sure.
Yeah, let's look at Leach. The second most famous defenseman ever to wear number 2 on the Rangers. Let's see.
He wasn't on Survivor.
No,
that looks like Leach.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good likeness of Ryan Leach. Even the hair in the back is right.
Although the expression is odd.
Actually, that's probably madder than Leach ever got, but that's so good.
That is good. That's him.
I'll go with that.
That's what he fun. I was going to say something funny about his wife, but I won't do it. I won't do that.
I mean, obviously, Gretzky, they must have spent a lot of time on you, would think, right? So let's see what they did with Wayne here. Yeah, this is going to be. I mean, they got
the jersey tucked the right way.
They did. You can tuck the jersey.
That's Ryan Smith.
That's fantastic.
I knew you'd be the perfect person for this, Tom.
No, you know what? They did put a little extra muscle on Gretzky, didn't they?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, his face is a lot more full than I've ever seen Gretzky's face.
X, see what John Rattel looks like. Hopefully, they did a good job on John.
All right, let's get a John Rattel. All right, this is hilarious. John Rattel. All right, so let's see if we can.
This is good.
Here we go.
Oh,
no, that's good. They got the hair right. That's good.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah, Rattel had great hair. That's good.
That hair must have taken a while to do.
Yeah. They even got the part perfect on that. That's good.
Good one.
A+ on Jean Rattel.
Yeah, they do have. I mean, it's pretty crazy. All right, so let's see what else. Let's pick another guy.
I'd like to see if they did one for Eck.
You should make Laidlaw and just get rid of like Joey Koser.
That's what we're gonna do. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at Joey Kozer before we get rid of him.
Joey Koser can't play defense.
Where is he? He's on. They've Kyprios. Hold on.
Oh, he's got good hair.
He's got good hair too. Yeah.
For the few minutes a game that we saw him.
Yeah. Kipper. There you go. That's not him.
Yeah.
It's something. It's close.
Yeah, it's that same twin though. That guy's all over the place.
No, the eyebrows are different.
It's someone's job to bend and make distorted-looking noses in every possible way that an NHL player could have. That's somebody's job.
I'd like to see if they had Eck up there.
Yeah, right.
Look like Bob Dylan. Bob
Anybody
Dylan.
that looks like me, let me know.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan. Gar Snow. That's what I got to find it.
Gar Snow.
All right. Someone says I've always been told I look like Gar Snow. All right. Oh, there was another.
Hey, they have Barnaby. Hold on. Pull up Barnaby.
They have Barnaby.
Barnaby a lot. Go ahead. Let's see what he.
All right, Matthew Barnaby.
His mouth would be moving all the time.
They didn't do much work on Barnaby.
No.
Poor Matt.
See, I want this job. I really would like to but I want to get with the guys with the guys who played with them and say what and because they'll all find the thing about him. Like he had a ridiculous.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny to do that. That'd be good.
He had a ridiculous nose. Like Jeff
Barnaby, they made Barnaby like a 46, and you flipped him off. But I think some of the higher guys were in the 60s and 70s.
This is Jeff Bookable. Okay, so what we're finding here is lesser players they spend a lot less time on. So but I
think it's fair to say Hall of Famers got the right makeover, and then
Yeah.
Did we look at Raj Bear?
We did. We didn't look at Brad Park. See what they did for Brad Park.
And then we're gonna put a player on this team that deserves to be on this team.
There you
go. Here we go.
That's good for Brad Park.
It's not bad. With bangs.
The hair's a little Beatles-ish. They gave him a little bit of a Beatles look, but that's pretty good for Brad Park. I give him credit.
I agree.
Everybody looks like they just smoked a lot of pot. I mean,
not John Rattel.
Not John Rattel. I agree with that.
All right. This is my favorite show we've ever done. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're getting out of here. We're gonna go to the creation zone and we're gonna create ourselves a hockey player. This usually takes a lot more time than this, but we're gonna create ourselves a hockey player from scratch, and we're gonna put him on this team.
Yeah.
We're gonna make him captain of this team, and we're gonna put him on there instead of Brian Lee.
You can't make him captain if Messier's there, but give him an A. Give him an A.
Create
Messier cries too much.
All right, so we're gonna create a skater because this is how you do it. So you would create a skater.
Yep.
Right. All right, here we go. Details. All right, so this is the details. So right now they have him just as Joe NHL. So we're gonna create Tom Laidlaw. Here we go, Tom.
So and we're gonna do it today. It's like I'm in better shape than I've ever been in. So it's like today's Tom Laidlaw. Okay?
Today's Tom Laidlaw. Let's do that for sure.
You're gonna take the ball, Tom Laidlaw, instead of the mullet, Tom Laidlaw. All right.
We want the ball.
All right.
But Tom is, I mean, you guys have to follow Tom on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. Tom is a crazy workout feed and a great motivational workout person to follow.
But you were known for your fabulous mullet. Like, I don't know if you should take that away from the people.
I don't know. I looked at that and I was like, what was I thinking? When I go, it's funny, the Rangers, when we go to events, they give out these little cards and they have pictures of, like back in the day when I had a mullet. And inevitably, when the kids grab the picture and they look at the mullet picture and then they look at me, they go back to their parents and goes, that's not the same, man. That's not the same.
So
I get the same thing. So
grass doesn't grow on a busy street.
That's right.
So we're just gonna. There's no Laidlaw in here. So like the announcer would go, it goes to Laidlaw. There's no Laidlaw name in here as one of the possible names, which is a sin.
That's a slight right there.
I mean, there's Al and there's Lindros, but there's no Laidlaw. So it's
Just make him Tom. Just make him Tom.
just because Thomas is the closest we can get. All right. So
I like
all right, player type.
Oh wait, you got Laidlaw in there.
Yeah,
That's his name. I have his name. That's for sure. But you're a defenseman, obviously. All right. So player type. These are your options: offensive defenseman, enforcer, two-way defender. What are we thinking here?
defensive defenseman.
Yeah, you're definitely a defensive defenseman.
Yeah.
Preferred jersey number has got to be 2. Yeah. And the Rangers just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like they gave it to him, so all right.
Exactly.
Change it up in the rafters too. There, change that number.
That's right. The Raptors. Okay, so handedness. You're left-handed,
Left-handed. Yep.
right? Here's your shot style, Tom. This is what we're gonna have to decide here. Okay, so as we see you go through, various left shot styles. But this is pretty cool. You really can this is shot style 3. I'm trying
He's got a better shot than I did.
I was gonna say I don't remember too many Laidlaw slap shots to be honest.
There was not too many.
Let's pick one at random here.
That's a good one.
This is pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. I remember my memory of you as a very, very, very small child. In the spectrum. Was on the blue line, the puck coming back there, and your stick being way up in the air, like ready to come down.
Like Al McInnes kind of thing.
Right. And that's what I'm seeing here with this shot. Like this kind of that look. I like that. All right, I'm gonna go with that.
Perfect.
Lucky child. Okay, height.
6'2".
6'2". All right, here's something I'm doing when I create players because of the eras they play in. I give them a little bit of extra height based on how far back they played every decade. Okay, so because I figure you were 6'2" and you were known for being a big defenseman at 6'2".
Right. Yeah.
Were there any defensemen bigger than you on your team?
Well, Barry Beck.
Barry Beck was, yeah.
He was what? He was 6'3".
Yep. 6'4", 6'4", I think.
But still, you're talking about guys that are smaller than way smaller than Shea Weber, right? But
yeah.
But I think so. I'm gonna give you a little. I'm giving you a little bit of. I'm gonna give you an inch here to go to 6'3" because you're only like one gen. If you were in the 50s at 6'2", if you played in the 50s at 6'2", that's ridiculous. All right, weight, Tom.
We're gonna use today's weight at 230.
230. Oh man, nice. And that's
I actually played about 210, but
hey, better let Mike back in the show when you get a chance. Thanks.
Oh yeah, I guess I can. Let me see. Actually, I can't. He's not on. He's not telling me he's got to. Oh no, I see him. I got him. Hold on. I'm sorry, I forgot to check.
230. Tom's a solid 230. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got a 220. I'm gonna go 230. All right, so they're looking.
Jesus.
Check this. I mean, this is you're talking serious.
Oh, what's that little wiggle there?
Yeah, no, that's the jersey moving.
What the heck is that?
That's called momentum.
It's called inertia.
That's centrifugal force there because we're going in circles. Yes, there you have it. So, all right.
I think that's what his jersey would look like after he did Herbie's.
Right. All right. So let's go to fighter. Rarely, sometimes. Mike, mute yourself, Mike. Thank you.
So what were the choices there, fighter?
Your choices are sometimes, often, never, rarely.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. All right. There we go. Your birth year.
Long time ago.
Doesn't matter. The city or country. You're from Canada, obviously.
Yep.
Your city of origin.
Brampton.
Brampton, right? All right. That's crazy because. And I think because of stereotypes, there it is, Brampton.
Yeah.
Boom. From Brampton, Canada.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. Good job. Your first year salary here, it has you at the lowest, which is like we said, more than you could have ever made at the time. 500.
My whole career.
There you go, 550,000. All right, so that's just we got there. We're gonna go to your appearance, Tom. We're really getting into it now. We're getting to your head. All right, so let's see.
Make it bald.
Bald. Okay, gotta go bald. So we'll get rid of the hair first to start with. Let's do that. I mean, we're not gonna make you female. Sorry. We're gonna do this. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna make you.
That would be quite a change.
Yeah, that would be a difference. Yeah. Hairstyle. Let's get you no hair.
I just looked up an old Ranger article. It looks like Tom, it looks like you paired with Ruotsalainen when he was a rookie.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes they moved around a lot, but
Yeah, but you would have protected Ruotsalainen for sure.
well, yeah, and they had him with Barry Beck quite a bit of time for that reason too. But
Yeah.
All right, I got to figure out how to make you bald. We'll figure that out in a second.
What's your secret to being bald, Tom?
like I said before, grass does not grow on a busy street. There's so much.
Grass does not grow on a busy street.
With some people, it's lack of testosterone, but
All right, here we go.
I'm follically challenged.
there you
All right,
go.
your various heads. This is where this game get ridiculous.
I got
So-
a big,
A lot of choices.
Like I don't know. I'm trying to look through here real fast, like to like get into like the right range. Having
I got a big head.
big head, right? A big head. Having seen Tom in person, I will say that you're not African American. Let's say I know that.
Go
much.
go out on a limb there, Ak.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go with this head.
Yep.
That's not right. All right. There we go. We'll go with that head. We really want to get into the traits.
Okay.
So-
I'm worried about my hair.
Actually, yeah, I'm worried about your hair too.
It doesn't want to make him bald. It just doesn't.
There's a way. There's got to be a way. It's funny.
It's called a razor.
Yeah, like seriously, where the heck hairstyles? All right, hold on.
Right, just give him the mullet then. I mean,
Yeah,
If
we
I
can go with the mullet. If you want to go with the mullet, it's either bald or the mullet.
Bald or the mullet? Yeah, this is the Tom Laidlaw mullet right here.
Did you ever have the Fu Manchu?
right here, Rick. That's the one.
Yes. My rookie year, I had the Fu Manchu going.
Did you really?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I like the balding guy.
There was L.I. Frady there. The other.
There you go.
That's not good.
No, he
That's
looks,
Uncle that's Uncle Fester.
he looks better than that now.
Right? Yeah, for sure. This is L.I. Frady guy. You don't want that.
No.
All right, I'm gonna go. I got your straight up. This is what we're going with. That one.
See, L.I. Frady had the unusual. He had the receding hairline and the mullet
Right.
at the same time.
There we go, Tom.
That's a little better. That's close.
That looks like Yager.
No,
I never did that with my hair.
you would never do that with your hair. You're right. Let's go. All right. Here we go. All right.
That's close.
We're close. We're not bad. But we're gonna get into it. Well, did you ever go for the beard thing where you're a facial guy hair?
We get the Fu Manchu.
Yeah, give him the Fu Manchu.
Yeah, there we go. Let's
That's a 70s, 80s thing.
see if they have it on here. I gotta find it. One without a beard.
They have to have it. Wendell Clark had a Fu Manchu.
Yeah, right. No, but what you can create is limited. So
Oh, yeah.
Oh, George Peros. There we go, George. Yeah.
that's the look right there. Yeah,
The porn stash.
There you go. That's it.
agree with that.
Yeah, go with that.
Excellent. It's not how you looked; it's how you actually saw yourself, right?
That's how
All
I
right.
want to look. Right?
That's how I want to look, right? All right, got that. That's good. All right, I like it. All right. Every time I go away from it,
It doesn't like it.
it takes it away.
See, there are so many options with this thing. After playing it around with it for 8 hours, you're going to be too tired to play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's not giving me the Fu Manchu. What the hell? Come on. Here we go. We're gonna make this happen. All right. We're take it off, and then you go here. Select. I'm gonna let loading. Maybe I didn't let it load long enough. All right. You're looking at me, and let's say
Oh, I like it.
I like it too. You got
That's
this
good. No, that's good.
There you go. Perfect.
one. All
It's an
right.
improvement. It's an improvement.
It's got to stay. It is gone. All right. Okay. That's fine. All right. So now we're going to go back into, we're actually going to create your attributes.
Okay.
Your equipment. We can do that real fast. Your equipment. Okay. So, what kind of helmet were you a fan of, Tom? Did you have like,
What was the old Mark Messier helmet? What was that?
oh yeah, the
Jofa.
No, Gretzky was a Jofa, not
Yeah.
Messier.
Messier was the what was it? I can't remember.
Was it a Winwell? Was it a Winwell?
Yeah, it was Winwell. Yeah.
the Windmill. There you go. There's a Windmill. You weren't the visor person.
No, I
Visors weren't invented then, Ek.
Yeah. I know they
That was before glasses.
yeah, exactly.
No, they weren't invented.
My first year,
Plexiglass was new then.
my first year was the first year that the people had to wear helmets.
Right.
Before that, though, then and you didn't wear a helmet, you didn't have to wear it. So still probably half the league wasn't wearing a helmet back then.
Right. Yeah, because they grandfathered those guys in. I remember.
Wow. Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah. All right. So then, okay. So other equipment there. Let's see. We got the. This is the shoulder pad thing. Were you like the small or the big
Small.
shoulder pads?
Had the little caps, just that caps on my suspenders.
That was it. Just tiny
Yeah.
caps.
Yeah, a lot of guys are like that. It's funny looking back at it.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
You weren't a tuck-in jersey guy.
No.
Did you have a mouth guard hanging out of your mouth?
No.
No, that's only James Van Riemsdyk. He's the only one who does that.
Let's see. So here's our stick options.
Sherwood.
Yeah, Sherwood, like a wooden stick, right? Like a straight up.
Wooden Sherwood.
They do have them in here, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
That is cool.
Like, they have the good. I was wondering the other day. They have the Titan retro stick. That's of course like the Gretzky stick, right?
Yeah.
The Sherwood retro stick. There you go.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
How many seasons would you go with a stick, Tom? Did you get one the last season?
You know what? It's funny. I would go on a road trip, like a 2-week road trip, and I'd bring like 6 sticks. The rest of the guys are all packing like 24 sticks, and I've had 6 in there.
That's it, 6.
Yeah. Totally. Sometimes I wouldn't tape my sticks ever. Like it's just like I'm like I don't care. It's unless I've got the puck on my stick, the better.
I think it was Brad Marsh that I heard an interview with him where he said he went through one stick for an entire year that he didn't
I can
break
see
it.
Brad Marsh doing that. I just saw Brad Marsh at the rink yesterday, actually.
You were like a short pants or a longer pants guy.
Longer pants. So when we went down to block shots, the pants would stay.
All right, makes sense.
Would get exposed. Yeah.
Makes sense. All right.
Do they have the Craig Ludwig special shin pads that were about as wide as a battleship?
Yeah, he kept getting that stuff added to it all the time. Yeah.
Were you a sock tuck guy?
Cover up the laces. Cover up the laces.
Cover up the laces. So like this?
Yep.
Actually, like yeah. Sorry, it's always
Yeah, like that. Oh.
like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Got it. All right. Come on. All right, and I gotta fix that, and so there you go. Cover up
Imagine doing this for all 20 players.
I know.
No, you wouldn't do that.
No, but it's kind of fun. I mean, the idea of it, I like how much effort they put into this. Like now this sock taping. Were you a sock taping guy?
Yes.
Any of these styles?
We didn't have shin pads that strapped on. It was just shin pads that sat on you, so you had to tape your socks.
Oh, okay, right. Were you like the ankle cross or the calf cross guy?
No, it's just a couple of strands right below your knee.
Right there.
Yeah, and then a couple of strands down below.
Got it. All right, good, perfect. All right, so now we get into the. Not gonna worry about that. Now we're gonna get into the straight up. So what kind of skates? I mean, none of these funny. The skates you wore compared to these skates.
Yeah, CCM tax I wore.
Or we'll at least give you CCMs. Let's see what the CCM tax. Actually, they're here.
Oh wow!
Check that out. There you go.
Nice.
They have they do some retro stuff in here, which is fun. I'm sure it'll make you less of a good skater, but you know what the heck?
Could we put them in Cooperalls?
Right. You wonder if they could, right?
Oh god!
I bet you. I mean, if they have every detail like this, I'm sure
there was a year when they did.
Yeah, well, it was Hartford and Philly did it. I think that was the only
correct.
team.
Yep.
It was.
All right, so now we're going to get into your attributes. This is where the rubber hits the road, Tom.
Here we go. Am I going to tell the truth or what?
Yeah, you're right. We're gonna have to all we're gonna say that you are a top 4 defenseman.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Say its accuracy. Now your speed's rated on a scale of basically say 66 to 99. No, you wouldn't be lower than 66. That a fastest player would be a 99. Were you like
I'd be 77.
You go 77. I like that. All right.
I think that's fair.
So these are all in that same thing from 66 to 99. So body checking.
Oh.
Yeah. This is.
Wow. Not as
90.
high. Yeah. 90 is good. I like that.
I think 90 is good too. That's how I remember you taking out quite a few of my favorite players in my day.
Yeah.
I remember Tom being in Stratomatic. He was a 2 on offense, 4 on defense.
Yep.
1 or 2 on breakaway with about a 1 to 9 intimidation.
Yeah, he was a tough guy. I remember, Ron Flockhart getting leveled a couple times. All right.
Blocky hockey.
Blocky hockey. That was the only thing exciting for about 3 years in Philadelphia. All right. Endurance. You were an Iron Man, weren't you?
Yep. I missed 2 games in my first 4 years. Both guys hurt. Brooks wanted to arrest me at the end of the season.
So what kind of minutes a game would you be pulling? Would you be pulling like?
I'd be probably 22-minute a game guy. Probably.
Yeah, I was going to say Brooks used to rely heavily on the top 4 and double shift those guys a lot.
I'll give you a 94. Definitely puck control.
The less it was on my stick, the better. So
go 66.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
No, I mean, he had assists. You would put assist numbers up.
But my game, on all seriousness, so that was. I know I joke around when I say the less I had on my stick, the better. That was my game, man.
Heck, that was the era when coaches said, "Take 2 strides and hit it off the glass out of the zone."
Yeah, totally.
And yet you have a point on one of the most famous goals of all time.
What's that?
And yet you have a point on one of the most famous goals of all time.
Wayne Gretzky's assist, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny about that? That was in Edmonton, so Gordie Howe and everybody was there, right? And Wayne hadn't got a point in a couple of games, so Gordie's following us around. We go to Edmonton, and Wayne passes me the puck in the slot, and everybody, it was like the parting of the Red Sea, right? Everybody just said, well, leave him at the late line. He's not going to score anyways. And Bernie Nichols off to the side of the net, and he's getting covered by Charlie Huddy. I ended up passing to Bernie, and he tipped it in for the goal. And what everybody missed when you watched the video is Bernie's laughing at me because he's like, I had a breakaway. I could have shot it. But I was like, I don't want this thing. I passed it to Bernie and scored. So it was funny.
That's great. Passing, we'll go right in the 70s.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, right? Slap shot power, Tom.
66.
Okay. Slap shot accuracy?
66. Well, we didn't know it was going so slow. It didn't.
It never got to be judged on how accurate it was. It didn't reach the net. Wrist shot power.
I had pretty good wrist shot. 77.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you were obviously a scorer in Michigan, right? Like at Northern Michigan.
Yeah.
The wrist shot accuracy, Mike Quett.
You got to remember, I mean, in Tom's era, a lot of times guys would go to teams and they'd have to play a role. I remember Walt Kachuk told me, look, he could have scored 30, 35 goals in some years, but he just, they didn't want him to play that role. So when you play a certain role, it affects your offensive numbers.
That's a great point. When like my rookie year, I had 6 goals, which wasn't huge. I think I had close to 30 points. But when Herb came in, he really did. Like he's actually said to me in front of the whole team, the day before our first game, it was funny. He's going around to everybody telling me, Barry Beck, you could do it all. You're a captain. Ron Greshner, you run the power play. And he got to me. He goes, Laidlaw, when you get the puck, give it to somebody else. You're not supposed to have it. he said that in front of the whole team. And I said, jerk. But it actually was very accurate.
All right, Eck, I've got breaking news. Eck?
All right, go ahead, Russ.
Come with, but I have breaking news. So Shane Malloy, I asked him what we should rank Tom Laidlaw at because Shane does the ranking for
he does the rankings 20 officially.
And he actually said he would give him an 83, a solid number, 4 or 5 D-man. So he should be at an 83. We'll see what we come up with. But
that's the overall. That's the overall at the end.
Right.
Right now he's at a 53 with us. But I think that's going to change because we haven't added a lot of numbers.
It will change.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what happens. Then we have to find out. We should add Shane on here. All right, agility.
Agility, I was pretty. I'd say 77.
Yeah, I would go. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go 80 on that one. I thought you were pretty agile, even as a person who hated the Rangers. Like I'm putting my memory into my head, of what I thought of the various Ranger players here. Strength. You were as strong as an ox, man.
Yep.
That was your thing. You're still strong as an ox.
Yep.
Tom, were you on the Rangers when they had the bench clearing brawl in the playoffs against LA?
Yes, I was. That was my rookie year.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Nick Fatiou went into the crowd to beat up their third string goalie Paul Peugeot.
Yeah. Well, Nick wasn't dressed. He was up in the press box.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. The guy Eddie Hospodar had gone over by the boards at the visitors bench, and then the goalie, he was dressed in street clothes, grabbed Eddie from behind. And that's how Nicky came right down. Oh, it was class. That was great. That was a great brawl. That was a good one.
I remember it fondly.
People can YouTube it, yeah.
I remember it fondly.
Acceleration. What do you think of your exposure speed like?
I was okay. I was like average, like a 77 kind of thing.
I mean, he had to be able to cover guys. I mean, he covered some really good players.
Yeah.
That's true. Balance. Balance player, yeah.
Good. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely that was strong and unmovable.
Yep.
That's how I remember you.
Yep.
Unmovable force. Did you ever
not immovable, unmovable?
Yeah.
Unmovable. Well, I remember I was 4 years old, Mike.
Well,
so.
near the end of my career, I was immovable. I didn't move. Yeah.
Here's your face-off rating, which I don't understand why we're asking. Why it's asking.
Wow. I don't know. I guess
Well, if it was 1967, defensemen took face-offs, but this is not that time.
I'm going all the way up. Like you said, you hardly miss any games here. So durability. How about your ability to deke a player?
Yeah. I did that one time playing for Herbie. We were actually killing a penalty. I was coming out of our zone. And I got really cocky for some reason. I deked the guy and then shot it down the ice and got back to the bench. And Herbie just looked at me and says, "Don't ever do that again." So the one time I was batting 1,000. The one time it worked. So
that's awesome.
That's the Lou Brown line from Major League, Russ. That's like, Willie Mays Hayes makes the basket catch, and he says, "Great catch. Don't ever blank and do it again."
Aggressiveness. You were aggressive.
Yep.
But I remember
weird. Back then, man.
I'll tell you what was weird about my aggressiveness. This is the age I was, and I was a football player at this time too. So I was like, the number 2 was not a number that should be an aggressive player to me. Like that was a strange thing. From maybe being around football mostly, Poise. How do you consider yourself a player with a lot of poise?
I
thought you did.
I was poised. My job as an assistant captain most of the time was to be calm and under control. And again, I talk about Herb a lot because Rangers had some. That's what he wanted from me. He wanted me to be under control when I played. So
yeah, I'd say so too. Hand-eye coordination.
Good, real good.
Yeah. I thought that. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting how we don't have your kind of defenseman anymore in the NHL a lot of times.
Yeah, they don't draft them for that reason, right? People talk about how players have changed, and when you're at the draft table, it's getting the puck out of the zone now. That's such a big thing they talk about, right?
Yeah. Shot blocking. We're going way up on that one, man.
Oh yeah, way up.
That was.
I used to give the puck to the other team just so I could block shots. I did. There was a couple of times late in my career where I was really getting cocky, like really confident in myself, and I wouldn't actually give it to the other team. But if there was a turnover, I was just like baiting them.
That's great.
Your offensive awareness.
Yeah. Well, I actually was. I was aware, but it wasn't part of my game, so I'd go low on that score.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 82. Defensive awareness, though. That's all you.
Yep.
So way up on that one. We're almost through this. We're getting pretty close to where we're actually a discipline.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty close to what Shane ranked at.
Your discipline. You were. Yep. You didn't take a lot of. You didn't take. I don't remember you taking bad penalties really at all.
No, right? No, I was very disciplined. Yeah. Again, the role I played, I couldn't. I had to be on the ice. If I wasn't on the ice in the penalty box, I wasn't going to play.
Yeah, Shane did want to point out that he was good on the PK. He had him 80 on offense, 85, 86 on D.
There you go. Well, I'm going higher than Shane because Shane always underrates guys on defense in this game in general.
I'm going to tell him that. All right.
I think I have a beef to pick with this, and this is why we'll get into this later. Hold on. Discipline, fighting skill. Here we go.
I was a good fighter. I didn't fight a lot. I fought early, but I could fight. But I learned early back those days. I remember the first time I fought Martin McSorley when he first came in.
God.
Yeah. And I say this as a total compliment to Marty. He could not play at that time when he first came up with Pittsburgh.
I was in with Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah, but he knew he had such a desire to stay in the NHL. He would fight anybody. So we fought one night in Pittsburgh. It was the worst mistake I ever made. I did okay in the fight. Actually, it was about a draw. But then every time we played him after that, Laidlaw, let's go. I finally looked at him and I said, listen, I am not keeping you in the league any longer. I'm not fighting. Because back then, if he didn't fight, he wasn't staying. And so he was always looking for someone to fight.
And of course, he kept getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
That McSorley fight is online. Tom's official record is on Hockey Fights. He had 17 with the Rangers, 1 with the Kings. And let's see if they have a record for him.
Well, I mean, you got to remember, I don't remember what year McSorley came up with the Penguins, but in the early 80s, they had a bunch of guys who were just goons, like Paul Baxter, Gary Rissling, Kim Claxon. I mean, all these. McClelland. I mean, so basically, he was fighting for his life because they had that quotient already full on that team.
Actually, Tom fought Scott Stevens when he was with Washington.
Yeah, I had a couple good battles with Motor City's mate Brad Smith. Had we're like best buddies now too. He's
a Toronto legend.
And he fought Mo Mantha, who I think Anthony Mantha is related to. That's pretty good.
No, I don't think so, Russ.
He's not? I thought he was a. Oh, you know what it is? It's Ryan Mantha is. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's his I think it's his nephew.
Yeah.
Stick checker. Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah, that was definitely part of your game. All right, this is going to go up. So his rating as we continue here. Let's see. So we gave Tom an 85 when all was said and done, which I think of all the different attributes there.
That's fair.
That's respectable.
That's right in the range. Right in the range.
That's 85 more than I would get.
That's absolutely right.
Actually, so get this. Tom fought Dale and Mark Hunter. He fought them both.
And I think it was Dale bit me. He was playing for Quebec. He was right by the bed. He bit me in the cheek.
Why am I not shocked about that?
Yeah,
this is the guy who cross-checked Mike Ramsey in the face. Ramsey was down on his knees, and Dale Hunter cross-checked him across the face.
Wow, that's
no. As it broke down, Tom fought more against the Penguins than anybody else.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Yeah, 4 against the Penguins, and then it was like 2 against Detroit, 2 New Jersey.
Which were probably mixed stories.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. All right, so now I'm going to save Tom here. So I guess you're going to find Jesus here, Tom. Saving you. Boom. And now we're going to assign you to a team, which will obviously be the New York Rangers. And we're gonna.
Yeah, don't put them on the Kings.
No, yeah, you're not. Yeah, you got to be a Ranger. So yeah, it's really fun. So this is gonna be good. And then we'll have Tom in that lineup, and that'll be good. It'll be good.
That's excellent. That's a good game. That's fun.
No, it's fun. It's like it's really cool that you do this with us. I appreciate it because to have an actual guy who was in this and did this, that's pretty amazing.
That's a great game. I love that stuff. That's good.
Yeah. So you're officially assigned to the New York Rangers.
Excellent.
And
change the name on the rafters up there with number 2 as well.
Yeah, we're gonna fix that. I can go into the numbers thing, and we're gonna. Which seriously, you can do right here. So watch this. So we're gonna.
I actually do that when I do some speaking engagements. I tell people, just so you guys know, my number is retired at Madison Square Garden. They're all looking like this guy's got some real problems, right?
Ulf Nielsen says the same thing.
Oh, does he? Yeah, that's funny.
Number 11.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's awesome. So yeah, no, I think it's great. It's fun to get to do it with somebody who's actually played. And you've talked. You actually had somebody you talked to about this game already who mentioned you weren't on this alumni team, right?
Yeah, I when it came out the other day, there's a couple of guys that called that were not too happy that they weren't on it. Guys that played a long time. I kind of couldn't figure out why other guys like Barry Beck weren't on it too. But it makes sense what the Russ was saying. It was Russ before.
Yeah, that does.
A lot on video games. It does.
It does. So here's the actual numbers, and you go through. So you can go through the defense. You get to the defense, and right now I'm sure it gives Leach. So it assigned you automatically. It assigned you number 5. We're gonna change that. Oh. We'll give you. It won't give me.
Wasn't that Carol Vadney's number,
yes.
Russ? And
yeah, Carol Vadney was one of the best. I was just coming in. He's retiring, so I was one of the guys that was taking his job, and he was incredible to me. He helped me so much in my career. Like he was like a mentor. He's a good man. There's a couple of good stories.
He played a lot of minutes, Vadney. He really did.
Oh man,
yep.
He one time we were playing against the Islanders. He had the French accent and everything, and it got to the point where Vad told me to do something. I just did it because he was helping me so much. And he goes, Tommy, when you go to the front of the net with that Gillies, the whistle blow, you punch him right in the chest. Okay, all right, Vad. So we go to the front of the net, the whistle blows, I punch Gillies in the chest. And Gillies, when he got mad, like he had this one eyebrow going across the top of his head, he looks at me like this, he goes, "What do you want?" And I'm looking over at the bench at Vad, like, well, what do I do now? It killed her.
Actually, so you can make Leach like 22, like he was in the Bruins.
I thought we should make him 13.
No, we gotta have a 2 in there. Make him 22.
There we go.
Don't do that to Brian Leach. That's not nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, they have a 22 on here. They have Mike Gardner on here, so it's
Gardner.
Oh, he was there for 2 years. Who cares?
Yeah, you can make Gardner 13. That's fine.
That's what I'll do. Well, I will. This has been a lot of fun, and somebody told me I have to check one more thing that they said is really worth checking, and that is this one thing, because since we enjoyed the players things here, here it is. So the actual one of the things they did that was just kind of cool. They also did this NHL alumni all time, which is different than the alumni association, which is interesting. On that they did these two different things, but they have some of these skaters on here.
Oh, did they make super teams? Is that what they did?
They made super teams.
Okay.
But I don't see like for example, like there's no Bobby Orr in here anywhere, right?
Yeah, he probably didn't sign on for it. That's probably why.
Yeah, totally.
That's what I'm thinking too. So yeah, so they have like did they get Yager?
Yeah. Just make your own player of it's Bobby Orr and give him 99 for everything.
Right. Right. I mean, you got to get Yager right at least. They got Yager. Yeah.
No, that's good for Yager.
That's pretty good for Yager. That really is actually good for Yager.
Yeah.
Not
Actually,
bad.
that looks more like the older Yager when he had to bulk up, not like the younger Yager.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
The younger had the mullet, the younger guy, right?
Yeah.
The Moulet.
Moulet.
Go for the mullet with Yager. That's crazy. Anyway, we'll close out of this thing. But I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun to do that and play around with everything. And I appreciate you guys hanging out in there. Like we talked about earlier, we're expecting some kind of maybe news on Provorov today. We'll keep checking out Hockey Buzz for that.
Seems like the connecting news front's kind of dead, though, Ek.
It really is. And, I was talking to somebody today. I think that is a big deal because I actually talked to a writer today who thinks that the two guys, that are coming in now in
Frost and Farabee.
Yeah, are both going to be better than connecting in a year or two.
I think they could. I think Frost could definitely be better. I think Farabee would be around that, could be better. It's hard to say, but right around that level. So, yeah, that's another reason he should get in camp.
Yeah.
Here's the other
Russ, how good is this? Who's the kid the Rangers signed? Fox or is that?
Oh, Adam Fox is really good. I mean, I watched him all 4 years at Harvard. I covered him in the World Juniors. He is really good. He's smart. He is a tough defender, but he's really gifted offensively, but he's not flashy. He's just one of these guys that gets the job done on both ends, and he's really smart. So he is going to play right away for the Rangers. He'll be really good.
Wow. Cool. I'll tell you what, the Rangers have done a lot of good things, but I think the best thing they did is signing that Coach Quinn. I think he's done a fantastic job.
Quinn's good. I liked the way he runs things. I agree with you. He sort of creates like a team atmosphere in a really good way. What I was going to say about Vigneault, a guy like Konechny and Provorov, he's never seen them play live. The minute a coach gets into camp, he doesn't care what they've done before. He only cares what they're going to do for him. And Vigneault's the kind of guy that if Konechny gets in there late, he could lose playing time.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing that would have pissed off Lou Lamoriello. In fact, I don't think he would have allowed it. All the new players that have come in with the Leafs, and believe me, they could have as many as 10 new players in their lineup at the beginning of the regular season. All of them have taken high numbers. Tyson Berry is wearing number 94. Ilya Mikheyev, the kid from the KHL, is wearing 65. Cody Cece's wearing 83. Nobody's wearing low numbers. They're all high numbers.
Well, the former number 2, Tom. You must have.
Well, the game has changed so much, right? Even the culture of the game. The one thing I think we need to be maybe a little careful of for teams. A lot of these young kids now are getting so much stuff that's not given to them, but like the old style where you had to come in and kind of earn your stripes and be the young guy that keeps your mouth shut and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
There's something said for that. I know things have changed a lot, so it's not such a different game. But I just think for their own good, to come in and realize, okay, I need to sit and watch and learn. It doesn't mean I can't play a huge role on the ice, but those kind of decisions about jersey numbers and everything, I'd rather guys come in and be a little bit more.
Yeah, in the old days, other than Gretzky and Espo, when he changed his number at 77, that was about it for high number.
Totally, yeah. Those kind of decisions, kids just didn't want to do that. They didn't want to, get themselves have a target on their back by doing that kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, exactly. There are only 2 other players that wore 99.
Right.
One was Wilf Payma with Toronto,
Nice.
and the other was Rick Dudley with Winnipeg.
Well, Rick Dudley wore it. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, no, it's pretty funny. So I know, and we always talk about Lou Lamoriello. Just we would not have liked this at all. Obviously,
No.
this wouldn't be happening. It's not going to happen on the island. You can tell that. I mean, there was issues with Hosang in '66. I think last year we heard that, right? So yeah, I mean, I'll never forget. When he gave away not Ilyas, Niedermayer's number
Was 27.
was 27. He leaves to go to Anaheim, and Russ and I are at a preseason game, and there's a kid that skates on the ice with number 27.
Yep.
In the first preseason game, like Niedermayer's gone. This guy is going to be obviously retired a Devil forever.
I'll tell you what the difference is, Zach. Maybe it's because I don't know. I mean, they all every sport has the same amount of numbers. It seems like a baseball team will keep a number out of circulation longer than a hockey team now. Hockey used to do it too, but it seems like hockey has sort of given up on that, where baseball will still do that and not put too many numbers in circulation unless a player specifically asks for it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm always curious about how these numbers things happen. And some guys get these like numbers like, Gostisbehere ends up with number 53 out of preseason, and just because he has a good year, his rookie year never changes it.
Yeah.
When that was never his number before ever in his life.
Yeah.
So.
I think the number issues become a bigger deal. I mean, you're right. There's the Gretzky's and
Right.
Esposito's, but most guys just like you were given a number. I got number.
Well,
I was like
right.
2. I wore number 2 in college, and I had a really good rookie camp. So it was kind of like a reward. I remember the first day they came over and gave me number 2. I was like, wow, like I thought I'd be getting like 35 or something like that.
Well, that's the whole thing. Yeah, in most sports, and even like baseball, especially, if you get a high number, that means you're probably not going to be around long.
Right. And the Leafs sort of had to let the high numbers become available, because remember 3 years ago they decided finally to not just honor the numbers but to retire the numbers. So most of the single digit numbers, most of them, and then numbers like 17 for Wendell Clark, 14 for Keon, 27 for Sittler and Mahavlich, all those numbers were retired.
Yeah.
So they you sort of have to go into the 40s, 50s, 70s, 80s.
I think in the next couple of years we'll see our first triple-digit number. I do.
For sure. So here's the issue I have with Shane real quick before we get out of here, Russ. I played this night just for the fun of it. I played the current Vegas Knights against the all-star alumni Montreal Canadiens, just to see how that would happen, because I'm like, that's got to be a blowout, right? It's got to be
my God.
Blowout. And it was a 3-3 game.
No, but that won't be a blowout, because, again, you're talking about guys from the 70s and guys from now. I mean, they are totally different.
It depends, I guess, how you look at it. I mean,
that's how you have to look at it.
Shane does a great job. Yeah, we'll talk about that. That's another discussion. We got to get
I always mistake Yvon Cornway for Pierre-Edouard Bellemare.
Yeah, but just an example, like Mike said, Cornway's speed would be the same speed as even some third liners now, because everybody's getting fast.
That's true. I give you that. But like I said, I do think you got to give up for an era. Like if the guy was the fastest in his era and you create him now, he's got to be one of the fastest in this game.
The game has changed some. I mean, I tell you guys, some of you don't know, the game's just changed so much more. The rules, your equipment, everything.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. And people forget how like Gretzky could skate around players when he came in the league and like put up 220 points, but there were guys that literally could not play with him.
Yeah.
For a long time. That's all the time we have. Look, make sure you check out Tom on Survivor at the end of the month. Remember, without the buzz, it is just hockey. We will talk to you tomorrow. And we're almost out. I didn't do it right. Sorry, Mike. I know I got your time.